Go for it.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to RawVibes with A and V. And this is our first episode.
Yay! Finally.
Yeah, I mean, take three, but
Take three, yes.
but no big deal. Here we are.
Learning process.
So in this episode, in this introductory episode, we want to talk about why we wanted to make this podcast and what inspired it. And if we have time, we might get into some other stuff. We'll just have to play that by ear.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and dive into it. We agreed that a good way to lead it off is just to let people know why a podcast. Why does it matter that much to you? And let's kind of answer that question right now.
Because everybody has a podcast, right?
Yeah. It seems like it.
It does, yeah. So I think a why is definitely an important thing to talk about, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so V came to me. Well, this has been a thought of yours for at least a year.
Yes.
I feel like.
I would say, because I was diagnosed at 40. I'm almost 42.
Mm-hmm.
So almost, what is that? That's 2 years?
Year and a half, 2
a year
years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand time. But so, yes, when the whole process of it getting diagnosed, I was like, oh. And I've always wanted to write a book, always, my whole life. Mm-hmm. But never knew exactly what, because I have lived an interesting life. Like,
before we go further, let's talk about what you were diagnosed with.
Oh, yes. Yeah. See, ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
So ADHD. So I am on the spectrum, autistic. However, I function. I can do things. I do have support needs. Aaron is a big support need. So sensory issues, noises, sounds, smells, anything, everything. And then the ADHD is mostly for me, it can be physical, but also more mental, like daydreaming or, not being able to focus or hyperfixating on things. Overthinking. And then with all of that comes anxiety. But my anxiety is a lot better than it was before I was diagnosed. So for me, my anxiety might have something to do with hormones. I have some cortisol issues. So that might be causing my anxiety because I feel it a little bit different than most people do.
Mm-hmm.
And then OCD. And that one impacts me, every day.
Would you say that's the hardest part of it for you, or what you struggle with the most?
Yes. But also the autistic part where like sounds, like basically anything can get on my nerves and I don't want it to. So but anything can get on my nerves and I'm like, relax, chill out. Like, It's cool. But it's just how my body responds to everything. It's not even like I want to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
So diagnosed with all those. And then on top of this one's a hard one to even talk about. I was diagnosed with it and then I guess undiagnosed with it, like where they took it back and said, no, you don't have it, which was bipolar 2 disorder, because of some of the things that I would talk about. And they kind of thought like, oh, that's a little bit manic or that's a little bit depressive. But I don't have bipolar 2 disorder. And a lot of people do get misdiagnosed with that instead of ADHD or being on the spectrum. So I finally saw a couple doctors who kept just prescribing antidepressants.
Uh-huh.
And for people like me, our bodies react to antidepressants opposite. I became depressed. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would have depressive moments just like anybody else. But except for the fact that sometimes in overwhelming situations, I might be a little bit more depressed than a normal person.
Sure.
Or like, in situations, I feel a little bit more stressed than a normal adult would be like, oh, that's nothing. Where I'm like, oh my God, But I forgot where I was going. Get me on track.
It happens. So obviously this podcast we want it to be like a sounding board for the neurodivergent community. When V was diagnosed, I remember her telling me that she felt super liberated and kind of justified and vindicated in a way that, because she lived with these her whole life, right? Like,
I thought I was going crazy.
mm-hmm.
Like literally, there was like just wasn't like voices in my head. It was my own voice. It was just blah, 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 you know,
that overthinking portion of it.
Yeah, but not even like overthinking, like worrying or anything like that. It would just be like, hit me, baby, one more time. Like replaying like a gazillion times.
Sure.
Like, and like, what the, why?
Mm-hmm.
Or just weird behaviors that I would have.
Sure.
Or just, anything that was just a little bit like, oh, other people don't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
But other people do that. I just don't know anybody else who is like that.
I'd have to imagine it could manifest itself in so many different ways for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hopefully listeners can hear her talk about her struggles and either relate to it or even be like, wow, that's totally different from how I experience it.
Yeah.
Which is
or
good.
Even how if they can see, like when it comes to like having kids who are on the neurodivergent and be like,
absolutely.
V has gone through that. Like I see that in my kid as well. And like it helps you learn like just like how they're thinking, how they're feeling, you know, and it can help, I feel like a lot of kids, you know, just have like open dialogue about it. And
absolutely. Just good conversation that's honest. And I also remember you saying that you wish that you could have been diagnosed at a much earlier age.
Yeah. I wish I'd known for a while, but then also like, I think there was one time you asked me a question. It was like, do you think it would have made a difference or like at what age I was diagnosed or I can't remember exactly, but I think it's good that I got diagnosed now because of the relationships I have with like you, my mom, like certain people that have really helped, you know, and who have become like my support group, like my support system, like tell me, go get your oil changed or you need to eat or you need to, you know, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing as an adult, you know, or even when I'm having the freakouts, you know, and I just need someone to tell me to breathe, you know, and the understanding of like, oh, she can't help it. So I'm here to help her help it, you know? I forgot where I was going with that, you know?
No, it's
ADHD. I also have a really, like we struggle with memory because our brains are always like thinking of like, what's the next thing, you know? And then, you know, it's a lot in the brain.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was saying. Because I was saying I felt like I was going crazy. So, just seeing the doctor. And I feel like there's also like a lot of shame with that, like going to get help. But I mean, do you want to live your life feeling like you're going crazy or do you want to get help and then be able to have the tools that you need to be able to succeed? Because I feel like I am succeeding now. You know, I'm still like, we both know I like having some issues, health things that we're trying to get through. But like, I feel like otherwise like succeeding, you know, I finally found the career I love. I'm in a house and I'm like not bouncing and moving all over the place. My daughter is thriving and getting diagnosed now, I think put me like, maybe if I got it done younger, I don't know. I don't think I would be as wanting it so bad to be so good.
I love that.
Yeah. Actually. Or wanting to like,
sure.
Like, emotional, like wanting to write my own book, do the podcast. Like these are things that like, I don't think I would have been able to do that. See, I was diagnosed at 15 and then like, I don't know. I just think that I wouldn't have learned so much. And like, maybe all of that hard stuff that I went through, all of the doctors, all of the, like the medications, antidepressants and all that stuff that they try to do. And like, all I had was ADHD with some other, what do they call it? Comorbidities, where you have multiple things, you know? So I don't know if I would be where I am right now and wanting to be successful. And I feel like I learned a lot even before I was diagnosed. I was doing a lot of research, and I'm big. Like everybody who knows me knows, like if you tell me something, like I'll deep dive into it and I'll know everything about it,
Mhm.
you know, to the point where it's just, you're probably annoyed by me like talking about the same thing.
No, I don't think so at all. Sorry, I forgot to do something on my phone. But as far as like what we hope to accomplish, it's just to give people something to relate to.
Yeah.
Right? Something that they could something that might give them a voice, something that might say, you know what, I don't feel these feelings on my own. Other people deal with this.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go get checked out.
Yes.
Maybe I could kind of take back some of me and understand more about myself, right?
Because you know what, being neurodivergent, it feels like you fail a lot, and to know what's going on with you can get you over that. Like, oh, you know what, this is why I struggle with like getting the painting done, or why I haven't figured out my career or retirement and all of that stuff. It really helps you realize, okay, I have some type of executive function problem, or that I just can't get these things done. It's not that you're a failure. It's just that you can't get the because your body is lacking dopamine. You're lacking that, like, yes, I want to do it. Or, you know, those are things you want to do. Do I want to go get my oil changed? No. And those things come to like neurotypical easily. Oh, I gotta go get my oil changed. Okay, Tuesday, 5:00, go get my oil changed. For me, I'm like, ugh, I have to set the appointment. I have to get in the car. I have to go. And what does that bring me? That doesn't bring me any pleasure.
It just seems a little more daunting.
Yes. But in reality, does it take a lot of time? No, it really doesn't. But those are things that if you know that your brain works that way, you could be like, okay, my mom will text me, hey, I just want you to know. And she's very nice about it because I'm also defiant. Like if you say something, I want to do the opposite. So she's like, you know, you got to get your oil changed, you know, very nicely. So, and that's another thing is like, I hate, it's not walking on eggshells. It's knowing that people are different and that some people feel more. And it's not, oh, you're sensitive. It's, you just feel more. You just do, you know? It's like when I'm like, oh, I'm so cold. And they're like, it's not cold in here. I'm like, okay, but I'm cold. Don't diminish how I feel. Like I'm fucking freezing. Oops. We're supposed to be careful about that.
Put a quarter in the jar. So you just brought up a very good point. And that's, I'm not sure if it's something we talked about, but I know for me, that's something that I hope to accomplish is that also to give neurotypical people a better understanding of what people on the neurodivergent spectrum might go through day to day. Because that is important.
Because didn't you say that your work had you do something? Or that you had to watch a video? Or what was it?
Yeah. Yes. We do these yearly like electronic based learnings, and there was a section about working with neurodivergent people, and if it was in there last year, I do not remember it, but it was definitely in there this year. And I just think it's good that companies are being a little more inclusive when it comes to that, and having people that are literally wired differently, you know.
And it's good to have those type of people because then it opens up so much growth for like companies, or like I would say in my schooling, like it just makes like just everybody can be themselves, you know, and like everyone has different ideas.
Not have to mask.
Right? Yeah, and not have to worry about like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that she said that, or that's a weird way of doing it, or you know, or she's really going after it, you know. Even like with my wall, like in my school wall, like I do this crazy wall thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do people think of it? Is it too much, or am I going, you know? But it's just I want to do it. It's cool. It's fun. It's different, you know, and having those different ideas. And I don't know how that, like, how would that work, like, in your work situation? Like, what type of things would you see, like, support-wise or something?
Like, for specifically neurodivergent
Yeah, like, so
folks?
say I was working in your department. Like, what do you think that the atmosphere would be?
That's kind of a hard question to answer, but as long as, like, if it were you, if you came in and were like, when we introduced you, brought you in for your first day,
or like, oh, the lights are too bright.
Actually, you'd probably hate my office because it is so poorly lit.
You're in the basement, aren't you?
Dungeon.
Yeah, I would need some light or some windows.
No, definitely no windows.
I love open.
But earlier you mentioned dialogue. Like, as long as you let everybody know, like, hey, this is what I deal with.
Yeah.
And this is how it can come through with me.
Yes.
Just know I'm not being mean.
Mm-hmm.
Just know I just need to say what I have to say in order to be able to function.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because that made me think of, so Saturday when I went to the hospital,
mm-hmm.
and they busted a vein, but I had left the hospital, got into the car, talking to my mom, bleeding profusely, and I was like, ah! It got really big. I obviously freaked out, went back in, and it was obviously freaking out to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And they're super calm, which is how they're supposed to be, but
mm-hmm.
I'm still freaking out. So they had me come back there, and I'm just like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, it's just a collapsed vein, right? A collapsed vein or something like that. Like, they were super chill.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, they're not understanding what I need from them. They're not understanding that I need them to explain exactly what's going on. Not just like, oh, it's okay. Like, it's just, it happens. I need to know, like,
what's the reason?
What's the reason? Yeah. Like, so this was one of the first times I said to someone, I am on the spectrum. Like, they were all staying there. I was like, I am on the spectrum. And the lady, it was like I've said, it was super cool the way her body just like relaxed. And then she kind of got closer to me and just literally spoke it. Like, went through it, like what it was. And I was just like, oh, and then I was cool. Like, not 100% cool, but I was just like, okay, I get it.
You were relieved.
Yes. But it was nice to be able, like, I feel like I would have never done that before. Like, hey, I have issues, like, but now I have a diagnosis and I can say, hey, I'm on the spectrum, whatever that is, whatever in the moment of part of that spectrum that you are, whether it's sensory or, for me, it was sensory at this moment. So I can't even think of anything else, but to be able to say like, help me, like, this is, I am different. My brain needs to know why. I need to, like, draw me a picture, So, and that was another thing. The other doctor I saw, she did draw me a picture to help me understand, like, and that's how our brains, we just want all the information. And then that's why we're also sensitive, like, are just coming at us, like, everything.
So it's nice to just have it slowed down.
Yes.
And explained a little more in depth.
Yes.
Even though some of the science goes a little over your head, but still, like, that.
Exactly.
I kind of relate to that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's another thing is that, like, so Aaron's neurotypical, I'm neurodivergent, but Aaron and other neurotypical people can have ADHD traits, OCD traits, any of those spectrum traits. Does not mean that you are that you are divergent, because there is a difference, and there is a lot of talk out there. Oh, everyone's a little bit ADHD. Okay, tendencies, right? It's about tendencies. And then I bring up also narcissism, because a lot of people think I've been called a narcissist a lot, mostly by males, and it sucks. It's hurtful, but I can understand why completely. Because you can hyperfixate on yourself. You're so, like, wrapped up, like, in your brain, and sometimes, like, don't want to say good morning, or, like, I don't, like, you don't pay attention to as much as you should. Or if someone asks you, how are you doing? And you don't ask them how they're doing, it's just like a different way of thinking. But where was I going?
I don't know, but you were taking us on a journey anyway.
I forgot. Oh, shoot.
It's okay.
It's okay. This is normal.
It is. Yep. Be prepared for this. This might happen a few times.
This is why I need to be writing down. Or we need, one of those people.
Like a stenographer?
Yeah, and then you say what to them? Like, you're like, can you...
Read back line 13.
And we just be doing that. The whole episode would be like, read back, read back, read back.
That's funny.
I wonder if anybody will pick what that is.
No, I don't think we carried it on enough.
No, they'll just get annoyed. Yeah. Oh, so just I think I'm just gonna tell people, and I hope that other people could do the same thing. Like, especially if you're at work, because your work is like your whole day. Like, and I told the kids yesterday, I'm like, this is a family. Like, we're together all the time. Like, you know, if something bothers you, you should be able to talk about it and be respected. And sometimes, like, neurodivergent people can sound mean. I remember now what we were talking about. I'm gonna write it down so I remember. Sometimes we can sound mean, but it's not. It's not mean. It's just like, oh, we feel this way.
Yes.
You know, like, but it can sound mean. So going back to what I had forgotten, narcissism. So just like narcissism, some people, there are narcissists 100%, and then there are people who can have narcissistic traits. So that's how, like, ADHD and all of that, so you can have traits and stuff. But it sucks being called a narcissist for sure. So, and that's another. I went to counseling once during the end of my relationship to specifically ask the therapist if I was a narcissist. And you know, if you go to therapy and ask if you're a narcissist, you're definitely not a narcissist. Because no, they won't. They don't do that. You know, because they're so delulu.
So absorb.
Yeah. You know, they'll go to therapy with you and then play the little show. But so, yeah. But
so that's a good starting point of why, because there's obviously so much in it, and again, like, we just both want to help people.
and also, wait, real quick, that's the thing, is like another why is because we're different, but it works. And not only does it work because we want it to work and we care so much about each other, but we learn about each other. Like, Aaron read this book. Aaron read this whole book, wrote pages of like questions and just like things that he had thought, because like you cared, you know?
Yeah, I do.
And for other people, they can learn too. Like, if there's a neurotypical and a neurodivergent in a family, that's not easy. And if there's multiple neurodivergence, that's also not easy, because even me and my daughter, we have to have a balance of like my OCD, and maybe she's a little messy, you know. So but Aaron learned a lot, you know. And I think that 100%. That's important, because people like me will feel like alone, like really alone, you know, because we struggle with like relationships and keeping relationships, and not just romantic relationships, but like friendships in general. Because we almost like, we don't like miss people. We don't really like, our brains are just so in our head. We're just in our heads that almost like the outside world like doesn't even exist, you know? And, but I like when you're around, because then I'm here, you know? So feels good. And to be like seen and heard and like not judged. Like, maybe that's a big one, like to not be judged by like your friends, or like, and to be super comfortable. Like, I could do whatever I want around you, you know, singing my music, twerking, dancing, or being tired, sweatpants, hoodie.
Yeah, there's no caveats there. It's just honesty.
Yeah, and just saying what I want. And that's the thing, like in our relationship, when we were dating, like the end of it, like, spoiler alert. Sorry. Oh, we're not together anymore. We were able to, as hard as it was. One, the thing was, I am very much, I will start to pull away, and like, you felt it. So we knew that something was coming with the end of our relationship, but we were able to talk about it. Yeah. Like, we communicated about it, and we knew that we were going to get through this, and weren't sure what's going to happen, but this is what's happening, and it's super cool and awesome. And we built a good little family. I agree. So, yeah. And then just doing all this together, living life. Definitely. Yeah.
So before she hopped back in with that one with both feet, what I was going to talk about is kind of what inspired me to want to help V do this.
Ooh, I like it.
And this book, which we'll we'll jump into later. No free shout outs right now.
No.
But when me and V first started talking about the possibility of being in a relationship, V, in the most honest way possible, tried to convey how she saw things. And she tried to give me a heads up, like, hey, just so you know, I'm different in this regard. I don't like this, but I need lots of this. And for me, even though she was completely transparent and very honest, I still underestimated how much she struggled with day to day. And so reading this book, even just the introduction of it, really like, oh, that's V. Oh, that's V. It was kind of an epiphany or an aha moment, whatever you'd like to call it, but it was kind of eye opening at very least. And there was a lot of information that I didn't know and that I think could be very helpful to people. And so just being able to help convey that message to other people, and just hopefully people just come to understand that not everybody thinks the way they do.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is a big point of me wanting to do this, is just not only to help people, but to also help V get her message out, because she has, I think, a very interesting take on a lot of things. And I think it could just benefit a lot of people. Like I said, the 40-year-old mom that doesn't understand why everything annoys her. You know what I mean? Like, am I a horrible mom? Do I hate my kids? No, it's you have something medically different about you that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine the relief that would feel for anybody to be like, okay, I get it now. I understand why it's been like this, why it's so loud in my head so often. So yeah, that's my inspiration. Just to help you get it out. Stop it.
You do. Just means a lot. So,
well, good.
And I'm excited for everyone to get a glimpse of it all, like of both of us, and because Aaron should be the mayor of Springfield.
No.
Remember, you be the mayor, and then I'm the back. Like, this is what you do.
Oh, so I'm the puppet, and you're the puppet,
right?
You're the puppet master.
We have a team, like a team of the people we know.
A board, so, okay.
Yeah, but
we're about a half hour in.
Yes.
Okay, so we're probably going to wrap up this episode. Our next episode, we're going to dive a little deeper into the dynamics of not only V and I, but also our daughter. Is that okay to say? Okay, our daughter.
That's what, our daughter.
Yeah, we just have a very unconventional family unit, and we just kind of want to go into detail about it. And
that's another thing. An unconventional family is okay. We don't have to live in this box. You don't have to be married. You know, whatever that song is, baby carriage, blah, 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 blah. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Sure.
Anything.
And so, yeah, we'll be diving deeper into that. And also, once we get a few episodes in and we get like a little better at this,
yes, we
do plan on having guests. We will just ask questions, and like the part that I'm most fascinated to know is, like, how does their neurodivergency both serve them well in their job, like a superpower almost, as you've described?
Yes.
And also, do you think it also causes any barriers? That's what I like. Like, that's super fascinating to me. So it might be a little bit before we actually have a guest, but we do plan on having guests.
Definitely.
And V, do you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yes. So you can find us on our personal Facebook pages, Aaron Edwards, Violeta Torregrosa Ayala. And then we have a YouTube channel. So you have to listen closely to how I'm saying this. Make sure I'm right. RawVibes W / Big A and V. Should I repeat it? That's a lot. No, you can rewind. YouTube. No, that was the YouTube. Instagram, RawVibes, WAANDV. Do I think I did it right?
You did.
I'm gonna have to get used to that, and I probably never will because I'm blah, 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 blah. That's how I talk. So
sure.
But another thing, really, so send questions.
Yes.
Because I'm sure people have questions because people ask us questions. Like we get questions about each other, about what's going on. So
this is your chance to be a little nosy.
Nosy
for the people that know us.
Because I am an oversharer. I like to overshare.
I'm an open book, honestly.
Yeah. And we talk about anything. We will be appropriate, but yeah, definitely ask us questions. We want to know what especially because I'm a curious cat. I like to know. I'm like, what are they thinking? What anything. So definitely send in questions. And another thing, this is all unedited because
it's raw.
It's raw vibes.
Yeah, raw, unedited.
So
dig it.
Get what you get what you get. That was weird. Who's that cast who on South Park? You know what I'm talking about? Get it. Isn't it like? Did you watch South Park?
Not very often.
Okay, me either. But there was a character. Someone, let us know in the comments. You go like this below. Who that on South Park? And he's like, I think. I don't know.
No idea.
All right. So thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you again. And subscribe and whatever everyone like. Heart. Ooh, let's do a heart. All right.